friends, and welcome to Tea with T.E.S. Tea because we're dishing the tea and we're drinking the tea, and T.E.S because those are my initials, Tracey Erin Smith. I'd like to welcome our very special guest today, Brian Cope. Brian, cheers.
Cheers.
It's so good to see you.
Thank you.
It's warm, just like you. How has your experience been so far through the last number of weeks that we've been together on this creative adventure?
I guess I would say that it's completely compulsive. It absorbs every part of my life. Every friend I talk to, I tell they're welcome to tell me to shut up. Every time I talk to my kids, I say, do you want to hear? Okay. So it has totally infiltrated my entire system.
Right. So we have successfully penetrated every area of your life and your psyche.
Absolutely.
Without further ado,
I love you, Dirk!
I would like to welcome to the stage the incomparable Dirk Dewitt.
Your audition tape was beautiful. And you did an extremely debonair, graceful, dignified striptease. And there was something about your energy and your elegance and the confidence you had to really take your time that I know drew me in. And so we invited you to be part of the show.
Good.
How did that come about?
That performance?
Yeah, and just developing that side of yourself.
Well, I'd done a little bit of more legitimate theater, and I found there was an opportunity for burlesque, and burlesque for men is a growing thing.
Wow.
And burlesque is an art form that really embraces and always tells everybody embraces all ages and types and kinds. And I decided I would sign up and take a class. And in the class, which doesn't dig the same way your solo program does, but it does dig and it challenges us to do something that's personal.
Wow.
And so I ended up creating that program and that persona, Dirk Dewitt, who is the brother of Juwanna Dewitt, as it happens.
That's great. So this character, Dirk Dewitt, was the masculine version of who you've created with drag heels.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
Would you like some? I stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning baking them.
Juwanna has been around for quite a long time.
Okay.
She's been reluctant to get on the stage, but she has performed badly sometimes. Often came out at Halloween or at Pride or at an occasional cocktail party of gay fathers of Toronto, and usually just bothered people. But she also used to go drinking with my daughter. She would come as a woman, and so would I. And we go into the bars in Toronto. I didn't think I could get you to drop your jaw.
That is the best story ever. So your grown daughter would dress
Yes.
as herself,
Yes,
and you would dress as Juwanna,
Juwanna.
and the two of you would go into a bar together.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
just have a gay old time.
Yeah, I don't think of Juwanna as separate. I see her as a feminine part of me. When I am Juwanna, it allows me to explore and reveal other parts of who I am.
What do you feel are those parts that get explored and revealed?
She's a little more forthright. Personally, I'm an opinionated person. I tend to dampen that down because it doesn't always help relationships. But Juwanna is so charming
Yeah.
that she can say anything to anyone, and she is really liked.
Wow. So in some ways, and what I've seen to be true is she is a different persona that you allow to come out that's different than your everyday.
Yes.
And through that persona, you can speak more freely. Is that what
Yes.
you're saying?
Yes, and this is an odd thing that you wouldn't know to ask probably, but I often feel like I'm channeling parts of my mother.
Wow. Wow.
And were my mother alive, she would love this show.
Oh my God. Have you invited family to come see you perform live?
I have. My daughter and her partner are coming to the live show, and I've invited lots of other people. Half the crowd on Saturday night will have some relationship to me.
Can you speak a bit about when you graduated from university, what the state of affairs was with homosexuality?
Wow. I graduated in 1969. Homosexuality was still a criminal offense. It was that year or the year after that it was removed from the criminal code. But having it removed from the criminal code and having the enforcers know that it was removed from the criminal code was a very different thing.
Wow.
Because the bathhouse raids in Toronto occurred after that. And so it was completely oppressive because I grew up in this culture of knowing that who I really was, and I wasn't even defining it because I certainly wasn't acting it, was not okay. And so I did what was expected. I got a job, I worked in bank towers, I married a woman, and I had 2 wonderful children who are very much in my life today.
And can you take us decades forward from when you got married? What happened that changed for you?
And what actually ended up happening is that I became a complete psychiatric mess, because even though I wasn't acting on my gayness in any way, I was totally destroyed. And I had a consulting business. I couldn't focus on clients. I resigned business. And so I haven't told many people this, but I sat down and wrote a sexual history. Everything I could remember, including the things that were difficult, because I had been sexually molested and I was raped. I wrote it all down. And I finished with the line that said, if there is a God, she wants me to be who I am. 3 weeks later, I ended my marriage. Hated doing that. But I needed to, I hate the word collateral damage. It sounds like so tossed away, but I hated hurting my wife. She was a wonderful woman. I think speaking to that, she and I agreed to get divorced on our own. We didn't hire lawyers. We drew up property settlement. We didn't have minor children, and it cost us less than $600 to get divorced, all court fees, because we did it on our own. So she didn't hold any malice. And she remarried, and we laughingly said she married the anti-Brian, but he is not at all like me, including acting in drag.
He won't be in the show.
He won't be in the show, and he won't attend the show. I invited my wife to come, but she declined. My ex-wife.
Right.
I even hate the word ex-wife.
Yeah.
She's a friend.
I want to share with you, as a Jew, my favorite Jesus quote, because I think it really speaks to, I think it really speaks to what you were saying were the repercussions of suppressing your truth. He said, if we bring forth what is within us, what we bring forth will save us. If we do not bring forth what is within us, what we do not bring forth will destroy us.
Absolutely. I came to see that decision to come out as the first genuinely honest thing I ever did in my life.
Wow.
It wasn't that I was deceiving people and lying to people, but this was gut stuff, genuinely honest. And it was the beginning of the person that I become, which is very, very different.
And so enjoyable, I must say.
Thank you.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you.
I want to mention that in our group with Drag Heels this time around, we have an age span, at least when we started, what the age span was 54 years. So are you noticing that there's an age span in the group?
It's not a thing I notice
Yeah.
because I'm very committed to intergenerational connection. I think that there's a great loss in the queer community because of the ageism and the separation. This image of a gay man, having a six-pack and blonde hair and perfect teeth is really harmful to our community. So would I say I noticed it? I guess I noticed it, but I want it.
Yeah.
It nourishes me, and I think I nourish them from time to time. They say to me, "Oh, Brian, that's so smart." Well, I'm not that smart or that wise. I just lived long enough
Right.
that I sort of distilled some of this stuff.
Yeah, amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Well, that was part of our vision when we were casting, was to really have diversity in every aspect and every direction.
It gives me the opportunity to soak up so much diversity because we have trans people and unidentified people, and it doesn't matter.
Right.
I'm here for the creative juice that's going on.
Yeah.
I'm here to be challenged in my own creativity,
Yeah.
my own storytelling.
Yeah.
And I love all of this.
Oh, I'm so glad.
You know, the youngest person in the cast was the first to hug me when I arrived today.
Amazing.
I love it.
She's very special too. I have one final quick question.
Sure.
So our live performance is coming up. What do you wish for yourself and what do you wish for the group?
You know, I'm kind of reluctant to apply a wish for the group
Okay.
because it's not my business to tell people what they should do. I want them all to achieve whatever they want to achieve. So that's what I would say in that regard. And for myself, I want to do the most honest performance I can and lay it down there and remind myself I am not in control of the outcome. Whatever happens, happens. So I just want to do a good performance.
Beautiful. What a beautiful way to end it. Can we toast to that?
Toast to that.
I toast
Cheers,
to
thank
doing
you.
the best and leaving the rest up to the gods.
Sure. Or the audience. In this
Aren't
case,
they the gods?
I'll settle with the audience if they're good.
Exactly, exactly. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's
Thank
beautiful,
you.
as always.
Mwah.
They say there's no doing it on your own. Got you thinking, you're all alone. Hold up, step back, breathe in, I'm here, play. Take a second to look around.